What is up, guys? Welcome to my channel. I am super happy that you guys clicked on this video, and I am super happy to be filming this video for you guys. Now, first of all, happy New Year's, guys. We made it to 2022, and if you guys are anything like me, 22 is really gonna be a money year, get your bag up, get your finances in order type of year, and that is why I made this video, how to get a job as a college student slash teenager. These really can go towards anybody, but I specifically aimed this video towards my demographic because I went through a struggle last year where I could not find any jobs at all, but now I kind of have it down to a science of, you know, how I can either get hired on the spot, get hired the next day. I kind of have it down to a science. So I wanted to share these tips with you guys. And also, if you guys want a college student slash teenager side hustle video, I could do that for you guys as well. Just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Okay, so step number 1. This is super easy yet super important to this process. You want to open up a Google Doc. Get a notepad and paper. Open up notes on your phone. It doesn't matter. You just need something that you can record information down for the rest of these steps. Okay, so boom, that's step number 1. Step number 2, you want to go to Indeed.com. No, this video is not sponsored, even though that sounded very sponsored coming out of my mouth. Indeed.com, if you don't know, it's just a job searching site, basically. You can really go to any job searching site, but I specifically rely on Indeed because it's really good, and that's what I'm going to be walking you guys through this video. So for the sake of this video, I would suggest starting off with Indeed, even if you want to look on other places. So boom, when you go on Indeed, it's going to have like 2 search things. It's going to say what and where. So first, you want to go to where, and you want to put your zip code in, like the zip code that you currently reside in, obviously. And then, and what, if you specifically know what you want to do, you can get real specific. You can say things like, well, you can say things down to company names if you want to get super specific, but if you don't want to get that specific, you can say like fast food, retail, administrative work, hospitals, whatever you are interested in doing, you can put that in what. But if you don't really know what you want to do and you're super open-minded, you can put things like hiring immediately, part-time, $15 an hour, things of that nature, and it will show you a lot of options. So after you put in those 2 things, you just want to hit search, and this is where we're going to get into our step 3. All right, so step 3, you want to go through the jobs that are available, and you want to, this is when you're going to use your Google Doc, your pen and pad, or your notes. This is where you want to write down 5 to 10 jobs that you are actually interested in doing. Yes, you want to do that. You want to write it down in your pen and paper. Now, this way that you select these jobs, you have to not sell yourself short, but you also have to be reasonable. So, for example, a way that, like, to not sell yourself short, like, let's say that the requirements under the job, because each job is going to show you the requirements. If it says you need to have 1 year customer service, you need to have a high school diploma, and you need to have a good work ethic. Those are the requirements for the job. Now, you see, I have a high school diploma, I have a good work ethic, but I just don't have the years of experience. Don't let that discourage you from applying to the job. When I got my first administrative job and my first customer service job, well, retail job, I did not have experience in either, and I got hired on the spot, and that is because of the steps that I'm going to show you later down the line of how to really finesse your way and make yourself look better. So yeah, don't let that discourage you. Also, though, you have to be realistic. Like, if it's a job that says you need a master's degree and this, and we're paying this, you see it's $50 an hour, it's not something that's in your range. But, you know, don't have your hopes too high for that, because that's not very realistic. So write 5 to 10 jobs that are pretty reasonable with your skill set, and if you don't have any experience at all, just look at your transferable skills and see how you can twist that into fitting into certain roles. So step 4, this is where we're going back into our Google Doc or notepad or pen and pad. You want to basically separate your jobs by categories. So let's say you chose 2 fast food jobs, 2 retail jobs, 2 administrative jobs, and a hospital job. You need to make a resume that can fit each category for each of these job types. Not for each job individually, but at least for the job types, which is why kind of you might not necessarily want to apply for 10 jobs that are doing 10 completely different things, because you're going to have to apply, you're going to need a resume, and that's going to be 10 resumes that you're going to have to make, which can be like a lot. So I would say 5 to 10, try to make some of the jobs go under the same umbrella so that you can use the same resume. Now, the process of making a resume, that is a whole nother video in itself. And if you guys want a video like that, I am no expert, but I have made quite a few resumes. And like I told you guys, I've been able to use my resumes to hear back from jobs the next day or get hired on the spot. Now, step 5 is optional, but if you don't have any experience, I would definitely recommend doing this because it's going to show extra initiative. And even if you do have experience, this is really good to do for at least one job or your favorite job, and that is making a cover letter. It will basically just be, you know, making you stand out, making the job know that it's just not another place that you decided to drop your resume at. Like, you're genuinely interested in. Yeah, cover letters, that is optional but recommended, you know, if you really want to stand out. Step 6 is super simple. You want to submit that resume, you want to submit the application, you want to submit your cover letters to said jobs that you chose. Sometimes applications can be a little intricate because they'll have like their own separate, but if you go through Indeed, a lot of times you could just put your resume, your cover letter, and that's all they really. Now, step 7. This is the reason that you clicked on this video. This is the tea. This is what's gonna get you hired on the spot, possibly. Yeah. Pay attention. If you weren't paying attention before, pay attention now. Step 7 is the tea. So what you wanna do is, you wanna first list your jobs that you chose out in order of their location. That's what you wanna do first. That makes this a little bit easier. Now, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna dress up, no, not like an interview, but business casual. You want to look clean, professional, and you are going to go into these jobs and you're going to introduce yourselves to the managers, specifically the hiring managers, okay? And I know for my introverts, this sounds like, oh nah, that's bugging, that's a lot. And you know what, I feel you, I really do, because I'm an introvert too. But when it comes to that bag, we never being introverted. We're never being introverted for the bag. That's a fact. Never. That's a fact. Anyways, skip that. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna walk you guys exactly through what you need to be doing when you're introducing yourself. I'm gonna give you the exact script, every direction that it could go, and how you can handle that. Alright, so boom. You are going to go inside of the job that you apply for, obviously. You're going to see the first employee that you see. First of all, you're gonna be kind to everybody around you. You're supposed to be kind to everybody around you no matter what, but you're gonna especially be kind to everybody around you. You know why? Because you don't know who's who, and you wanna make a good impression. So the minute you get in there, you wanna say to the first employee, hi, how are you? And then literally ask, how are you? They'll be like, I'm good, da da da. And then you wanna be like, is there a manager that I could possibly speak to? Sometimes people tend to get a little tense because they don't know what you're coming in to speak for. There's either one or two things that are going to happen. Thing one is they're going to tell you, which is the ideal situation, oh, no problem, 1 second, let me just get them for you. Or even, I am the manager, that happens too. Or number 2, oh, sorry, the manager actually stepped out right now, is there anything I can help you with? And you just want to be like, oh, just to give them, lessen their anxiety, oh, I just put in an application yesterday and I just wanted to come in and formally introduce myself and ask if there will be any interview opportunities. Boom, just say it just like that. And then they'll most likely be like, oh, okay, well, they'll be back this time. Or they'll be like, oh, okay, or I'll leave a note for them. And then either way, you can, if they don't tell you what time they'll be back, you can ask what time will they be. And most likely, if they don't know, they don't know. You'll just have to come back later. If they do know, you can come back at that time. Boom, that's how you handle it if the manager isn't around. Now, if the manager is around, what you want to do is basically a very similar script. If they come out, hi, my name is blank. I just wanted to come in to formally introduce myself because I actually put in an application yesterday and I'm really excited and wanted to know if there's any interview opportunities coming up in the near future. A lot of employers get very impressed by this initiative. Doing this alone, I literally got hired at, what's the place? JCPenney's on the spot. Just because I went in and she was so excited to see a young person coming in and introducing themselves like so professionally. And I got hired at another place that I actually ended up working at just from introducing myself. I got hired at Build-A-Bear Workshop, a whole bunch of places. They really liked that. I got hired at my administrative job just from doing that because they were like, wow, we've never had anybody do this before. So yeah, this step is really the T, it's the gold. Leave the good impression, introduce yourself, show face, okay? That's what it's all about. You don't want to just be an application. Now you want to show face, and make sure that you tell them your name. Make sure that you guys say your name, show face, come in respectful, come in looking clean, and that right there, that's a job secure, okay? Now, sometimes employers won't hire you on the spot, okay? Sometimes they just can't do that. They have a lot of candidates. They have to go through everybody thoroughly. But in these cases, that's perfectly fine. But what you want to do is you want to show that you are interested, okay? Not the day after, but 2 days after. If you haven't heard back from that employer yet, you call the establishment. Don't come back in, because that's a little bit harassment-ish. I mean, if you're really bold, I guess you could do that, but call them and you want to be like, hi, can I speak to a manager? When they put the manager on the phone, you want to just be like, hi, I actually spoke to you the other day. I'm just checking in again to know if there's any interview opportunities. And well, first of all, make sure you say your name again. This is blank, and I'm just calling in to know if there's any blah blah blah. Boom. That's your second time. Now from this point, you've came in, you've called. If you do not hear back again, the most you can do is call again the next week, but don't harass them any more than that, okay? Because at that point, that's gonna be harassment. So the T is to come and introduce yourself, call again 2 days later if for some reason you haven't heard back, and if you really didn't hear back after that, call back a week later. That's the most you're allowed to do. Don't do no more than that, because at that point they're gonna think of you as the crazy person that's always harassing, okay? Step number 9, okay? This is a step that's super important to keep in mind. Job hunting can literally give you a whole bunch of rejection. It can be very discouraging. And step number 9 is, if let's say the first time you do this process, you don't hear back from any of these jobs, step number 9 is to not be discouraged. You can do this cycle 2, 3, 4 times if you need to. You're gonna be bound to get something. Keep your head up, all right, and keep your job search on. So yeah, that's pretty much all the tips I have for you guys today. If you guys want to know side hustle ideas, let me know. If you guys want a resume video, let me know. My channel is going to be having a lot more professional content, okay? Because your girl is out here and I low-key have a lot of new knowledge on these topics, okay? So make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.